Whatever the urgent news is, Kay, couldn't you have told me over the phone? I wanted to sleep in this morning.
What I have to say, Simone, is way too hot for the phone. I mean, it would burn up the wires.
Actually, I've got some pretty hot news myself. When I went back to the youth center last night, Chad was still there.
Wait till you hear what happened to me.
And he found out that Orville had left the hospital on his own, so he went to look for him.
Who cares about Orville?
Chad does. He thinks the old guy knows about his past. Anyway, we went to look for Orville, and we found him in his apartment.
That's nothing. Guess who I found in bed with Miguel last night?
In bed with... No way.
The innocent cousin. Wait. I saw them with my own eyes.
Miguel and Charity, in bed, together. Are you sure?
Am I sure? Of course I'm sure. I wouldn't dream something like that.
Charity would never. No way! It doesn't sound like her.
That's exactly the point, Simone. We've all been deceived. She had everyone, Miguel, you, me, everyone thinking that she was such a goody-goody. And the fact is, Charity is nothing but a two-faced slut.
Jimmy must be allergic to this stupid earth Tabitha made Jimmy scatter around. Jimmy's gotta get out of here before Charity sees him. Can't reach. Jimmy can't go through the house, or the Bennetts might see him. Jimmy can't go through the window. Jimmy's stuck. Tabitha can't just leave Timmy here. She's gotta be figuring out some way to get Timmy out.
I can't stop thinking about it. I just go over it and over it in my head. But it still doesn't seem real. Papa's dead.
I kept waking up last night, thinking about how I prayed for fate to intervene. Prayed that fate would come up with something to save me from telling Ethan that I'm in love with him, that there was no boyfriend.
Don't do this to yourself, Teresita.
Mama, if only I had known that that's something fate would come up with was Papa's death.
Teresa, you are not to blame for your father's death.
At least last night convinced me of one thing. That you and Miguel and Luis have been right all along. There's no future for me and Ethan.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
I just hope you really mean it this time.
I do.
Where's Luis?
I don't know. And it worries me that we haven't heard from him.
Last night was tough on all of us, but especially Luis.
He did the right thing in saving Sheridan. But I know that he feels somehow he should have saved his father, too.
No, Pop. No, Pop. Don't. Don't. Look out behind you!
Luis!
Luis!
You saved my life, Luis. I will never forget that. Never.
Get Martin's body and have it cremated immediately.
Father, I just got through telling you...
I tell you, Julian, you don't tell me.
There isn't a threat anymore. Pilar will bury Martin, and the whole episode will be forgotten.
Don't argue, damn it. Do what I say. Get rid of Martin's body. Now.
It's Julian Crane here. Fine. I need to see you at my home right away. Something's come up. It concerns the body of Martin Fitzgerald. You'll meet me when I damn well tell you to meet me.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places, and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me highest. Breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
Wait. This is some kind of joke, right?
I wish.
You didn't actually see Miguel and Charity in bed.
I just told you.
You're lying. You have to be. There is no way.
Simone, on all that is sacred, I swear I am telling the truth right now.
Tell it to me again.
I found Charity and Miguel in bed together under the sheets.
How did you find them like that?
I'm getting to that part.
Get to it now.
Okay. Well, after what happened with Miguel's father dying and everything, I felt really bad, and I thought that he would need some, some comfort. So...
I know. You told me you were going over to the restaurant to see him.
Right, and I did. But then my mom and dad made me come home. So all I could think about was poor Miguel and how he must be feeling so alone. So I decided
So you decided to go over to Miguel's house to do some more comforting.
Right. So I got over there and the lights were down and I climbed into his window.
You climbed into the window?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't want to wake the rest of his family.
Oh, I get it now.
Get what?
You went over to Miguel's house to get in bed with him.
Simone, how could you even think such a thing?
Please, it is so obvious. Comfort him. Comfort him. Oh, please, give me a break.
Fine. That's not the point, Simone. The point is that Charity was there first.
Jimmy's gotta get out of here before Charity wakes up. How could Tabitha leave Jimmy at a time like this? Who in the... Oh. What? Princess! Timmy! You were sleeping! Sleeping? No. I was just catching 40 winks. 50 at the outside. Of all the nerve! For you to abandon Timmy at a time like this? What? I didn't. Well, one thing's for sure. If Sam Bennett catches Timmy over here, Princess won't have her Timmy to kick around anymore.
What's going on, Father?
What do you mean?
I heard you on the phone. I don't know who you were talking to or what it was about, but whoever it was, you're really giving him a hard time.
Well, you'll learn one day, Ethan, that when you run a large corporation, sometimes it's necessary to speak rather harshly to those who work under you. It gets things done. However, thank you anyway for your concern.
Don't mention it.
While I've got you here, there's something we really should have a chat about.
Yeah, what's that?
I saw you last night with your arms around Teresa.
Well, it's not what you
Not to
think.
mention that, I noticed Gwen was watching.
Father...
Now, I know I told you I thought it'd be a good idea for you to sow your wild oats with the housekeeper's daughter,
I'm not
but not
sowing...
at the cost of your relationship with Gwen. And while a fling with Teresa would be quite pleasant, I'm sure, I'd prefer it if next time you'd use a bit of discretion.
Father, I've asked you before not to bring up your ridiculous innuendos about Teresa.
No, the only point I'm making is that if your marriage with Gwen were to fall apart, the Crane family would lose out on an excellent business opportunity.
I've made it very clear in the past that I'm not going to get married for business reasons.
No, you misinterpret.
I don't care how much money is at stake. I'm marrying Gwen because I love her. And as for Teresa, I was holding her last night because she witnessed her father's death. She was terribly upset. She was devastated.
Well, of course. How fortunate you were there to comfort her.
And sometimes I wonder how well you know me, Father. Or if you even know me at all.
Where are you going?
To see Sheridan.
Sheridan's not getting too close to that cop, is she?
Luis saved her life last night at the cost of his father's. She's grateful to him, as anyone would be.
Just how grateful?
You know, Father, your sexual innuendos about Teresa and me are pretty bad, but Sheridan and Luis, it's ludicrous.
Is it?
Where am I?
My cottage.
What am I doing here?
I drove. Last night, I offered you breakfast.
Right. I remember. I spent the night?
Yeah, you fell asleep.
I better go. My family needs me. I gotta call them. Why didn't you wake me?
I thought it was best to let you sleep. I mean, with the way you were, you wouldn't have been good to anyone anyway. I mean, the grief, the guilt, just wore you out.
Thanks.
Been there myself. I know what you're going through.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me stay the night.
It's the least I could do.
Sheridan, you are not gonna believe... Luis?
Ethan.
Good morning, Ethan.
Good morning.
Better call my family, let them know I'm all right.
That's a good idea.
Is everything okay?
Everything's fine.
Mama.
Luis, thank goodness.
I'm sorry I didn't call sooner. Hope you didn't worry too much.
Well, as long as you're all right, that's all that matters.
Miguel and Teresa around?
No, just me. They went for a walk.
I'm on my way.
Good.
And then we can discuss the funeral arrangements.
Yes.
I'll see you soon.
Luis, wait. Before we make the arrangements,
Yes?
I was thinking that maybe I should look at the body again.
Take another look at the body. Why?
Because I'm not sure it's your father.
You're not sure, but...
I want to be absolutely sure, Luis.
What are you saying? You're not sure that the man who died was my father?
I know it's not a big deal, but it's a little strange.
He was exhausted. He fell asleep on the couch. There's nothing more to it.
Who fell asleep on your couch?
Luis. Look, I felt bad for the guy. I mean, he was grieving over his father. He hadn't eaten, so I took him home.
And?
And I fed him, and he fell asleep. I put him up for the night. It was the least I could do.
Was it?
Oh, I don't need to defend myself, Julian. I was helping someone in a time of need, nothing more.
Yeah, nothing to you. But what about Luis? I mean, I don't think you understand what the man did for you last night, Sheridan.
I know full well what he did for me. He saved my life.
And he chose you over his father. And that means something.
Look, this isn't a matter of Luis choosing me over his own father. He's a police officer. He's a very moral man. He was only doing what he's trained to do. His father had a gun. He was attempting to kidnap me. And Luis only had time to save one of us. So he saved me. Like he would save anybody else.
So how's he handling all this?
Well, intellectually, he knows he did the right thing. But emotionally, he's torn up by it. I feel for him.
You feel?
Oh, lay off, Julian. You know, there's nothing going on between Luis and me.
Fine. I must confess that having my sister mixed up with some cop who thoroughly dislikes my family is not high on my list of things I want to see happen.
Luis is going through a lot right now. He needs his friends.
And he's got a tough road ahead of him. You know, it sounded like Pilar wanted to take another look at the body. And that's got to be hard for her.
I don't understand why she would want to do that. I mean, the body is Martin Fitzgerald's, isn't it?
I realize now that I have no future with Ethan. My dream of marrying him can never come true. Because of what I did, asking for fate to intervene, our father dying, I have to give him up. I can't hurt anyone else in our family, and I won't.
I just don't know why you'd want to look at the body again. Haven't you been through enough?
I told you I want to be certain it's your father.
I thought we settled this last night. When I was on the roof with Martin, he called himself my father.
I know.
When we went through his wallet, his identification said he was Martin Fitzgerald. It appears as though he's been using that name for years.
I don't care what the man said or what his ID said. His actions were not the actions of the man I married.
But the way he looked.
Well, he may have looked like the man I married, but with his beard and his injuries, I have to be certain, Luis. Before we bury him, I want one last look, please. For my sake. For all our sakes.
Mama, why are you doing this? I mean, why do you think that the man who fell through the skylight might not be my father?
I just know. I haven't said a word to Miguel or Teresa yet. But trust me, in my heart, I know.
Timmy's really scared, Tabitha. No, there's no need to panic. Timmy did his job. He said the hocus pocus and sprinkled the earth and said all that mumbo jumbo. Now Timmy wants you to come over here and get Timmy out of here. I'm working on it. I merely took a nap so that I could think more clearly. Don't worry, Timmy. I'll come up with something. How on earth am I going to ever get him out of there?
Good morning, world.
Thank you, Lord, for taking care of my mother up in heaven. And please take care of my family and friends down here, especially Miguel. He's been through a lot lately. And please take care of his family and my new family. Aunt Grace and my new uncle and Kay and Jessica. And even my strange neighbor Tabitha.
Strange doesn't even come close.
And that cute little doll that Tabitha carries around with her. Take care of him too.
Jimmy shouldn't be watching this. It's not right.
What's that?
You still haven't told me exactly what you were doing over there.
Would you just forget what I was doing in Miguel's room? I mean, it's not even important.
I think it's totally important.
The point is that I was there, and if I hadn't been there, Charity would have used her body to get Miguel.
Right, like you would have used your body to get him.
Listen, Charity is not the girl we think she is. She's not a sweet young innocent.
I think she is. I think she's completely innocent.
Innocent? Going over to Miguel's room in her nightgown?
Wait, how would you know that? Unless... Wait, Charity had her nightgown on, in bed.
What does it matter?
Are you kidding me? Of course it matters. What did Miguel have on?
Pajama bottoms, but just because they said they didn't do anything doesn't mean
They even said they didn't do anything.
Well, Miguel said that Charity fell asleep and didn't want to wake her, but I don't buy it.
I do. I think Charity went over to Miguel's house to comfort him. They both fell asleep with their clothes on, and nothing happened, Kay.
Yeah, maybe in La La Land that would fly. Wake up, Simone. That girl is deceitful.
You hear that?
Yeah. Someone's here and they're listening to us. Charity. It's no one.
Good morning.
Hi, Charity.
Been there long?
No, I just came down. Why?
Just wondering.
How are you this morning, Charity?
Great. But I found these weird little leaves scattered all over my bedroom floor. I don't know how they got there. The window was closed, but they're there. Well, the vacuum's in the laundry room, right?
Yep. Now, do you believe me?
Believe what? That you've got it in for Charity?
That creaking noise, that was obviously Charity eavesdropping. I mean, she's the only one here besides us.
Houses creak, Kay.
No, Simone, I'm telling you, that girl is not what she seems. She is a liar.
Pilar wants to re-examine the body.
That's what Luis said on the phone.
It sounds like Pilar isn't sure that the body is Martin Fitzgerald's.
That's absolutely ridiculous. Of course it's Martin. Pilar's grasping at straws. Oh, I feel so sorry for her. She's gone through such a terrible ordeal.
You know, I think I'm gonna go over to Pilar's and see how she's holding up.
I'll go with you.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea. Do try to talk some sense into her. Pilar's distraught. Tell her it would be best if she didn't go looking at her dead husband's body. It's so terribly morbid. It'll only further upset her.
Well, we'll do what we can.
Damn Pilar.
I'll get it, Renee.
Mr. Crane, that
took you.
Well, the traffic on Valley Road, there was a stalled pacer.
Never mind that. I want you to listen to me. I want you to listen good. I want you to cremate the body of Martin Fitzgerald as soon as possible.
You know, maybe you should just let it go.
I can't, Neil.
But it doesn't seem right.
This man that fell from the skylight, he may have looked like your father, but my heart tells me different. I know this man, Luis. I shared his bed for many years. I bore his children. He was not a violent man. He was a God-fearing man. Lying was like a sin to him, and it's impossible for me to imagine him holding a gun on Sheridan, of all people, threatening her life. I have to look at the body, Luis.
But you looked at the body.
How will looking at it again help you change your mind?
Your father had a small scar behind his ear. I doubt anyone ever noticed it.
What?
You never saw it, but it was there. I can assure you of that. If this man has the scar, then he's my husband. But if he doesn't, Louise, then everything that's happened, everything we've been told, is nothing but a lie.
You've got to believe me, Simone. Charity is a fake. Well, granted, she's a great one. She's first class, one of the best I've ever seen because she had us all fooled.
I think you're getting a smidge carried away.
I knew you'd say that.
It might have looked like she was lying, but I'm sure there's another explanation.
So now you're taking her side.
I'm not taking anyone's side. I just don't see Charity as the deceitful type.
That is what I've been trying to tell you, Simone, over and over.
What?
No one suspects her. That's why it's the perfect scam. The greatest trick the devil ever pulled was convincing the world he didn't exist.
Huh?
Everyone thinks that Charity is Little Miss Wonderful. And she's tailor-made for it. I mean, look at her name, Charity. Could it be any more perfect?
Who is it? The nutcase.
I know, but there's something that I like about her. Hi, come on in.
Hi. About time.
What can we do for you, Tabitha?
I was wondering...
If you're looking for my parents, they're not here.
No, I read in the paper about your friend Miguel's father.
Yeah. Isn't it terrible?
Terrible. Which is why I'm here. You must tell Miguel to be careful while he's grieving.
Be careful? What do you mean?
Well, his defenses are down. He needs well, he needs you, Kay. He's very lucky to have you to care for him. There are so many girls out there who might try to take advantage of him at a time like this.
I know.
Yeah, well, once they get their claws in, they'll never let go.
Don't worry. I'm gonna keep an eye on Miguel.
You must.
Yeah. I'll make sure a certain girl doesn't get her hands on him.
Don't do this, Mama. Please.
I must. I will not rest until I know for certain whether or not this man is Martin.
I just don't want to see you go through this.
I can handle it, Luis. I must.
All right. If I can't convince you otherwise, I'll call the morgue.
Thank you.
We'll set it up so you can see the body. But don't get your hopes up. Even though I think that Julian Crane is involved, everything still points to this man being Papa.
Perhaps.
Damn. Should have questioned Julian when I was there this morning.
You were at the Crane estate?
Sheridan's cottage. I slept on her couch.
You what?
It's a long story. You know, after everything, I was hungry, I was exhausted. I wasn't myself, and Sheridan was generous enough to take me in and help me out.
She's the most caring of all the Cranes. Sheridan and Ethan.
Yeah. But if it turns out that this man isn't my father, then I was right all along not to trust the Cranes.
Luis, por favor, do not start fighting with the Cranes again.
No. Whatever happens, happens. And the truth has to come out.
It wasn't your fault, Teresa. You have to accept that. Move on.
The only way I can move on, to change my life, is to tell Ethan the truth.
I don't think now's the right time, Teresa. I mean, you've been through enough. You know, wait a few days.
Gil, you don't understand.
Stay away from Ethan. All right? Telling him now that you're in love with him, it's too much for you to handle.
Maybe you're right. You know, I am a wreck right now. I'll wait.
Good.
I'll just stay away from it. And, since I'm gonna call Mrs. Crane and tell her that I can't work for her anymore, I'll probably never see him again anyway. our paths will never cross.
Right.
But if they do cross, I'll tell him the truth.
When the time is right.
I'll let fate decide when that will be. And when it does, I'm gonna tell him everything.
I'm absolutely parched. Do you have anything to drink, dear?
Sure. Tea?
Splendid.
I'll have a cup too.
Come on.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, quick. Right. Now, did you sprinkle the herbs?
Yes.
Oh, excellent. My plan will work. The herbs will bring our sweet Charity over to the dark side. Hold on.
No time to hold on. Time to split.
Yes. Do you hear that? That's vacuuming. Charity is vacuuming up the herbs. Oh, Timmy, you don't. Oh, I've got to stop her.
Tabitha, did you want herbal tea or where'd the doll come from?
What?
You didn't have it before.
Oh, of course I had it. I've had it all along.
Are you sure?
Oh, yes. I hardly leave the house without him anymore. He's so dear to me.
But I could have sworn that you'd...
I can see you're not yourself today, Kay. Grief is so utterly disorienting. Your mind is just elsewhere.
I guess so.
I shouldn't intrude. Tell your folks I said hello.
Sure thing. I could have sworn that she didn't have that doll.
I can't continue to live in this fantasy world. It's not worth it. I have to grow up and face reality and really start thinking about what I'm gonna do with my life.
Well, whatever you decide, I want you to know that I'm here for you. Whenever you need me.
I will always be here for you, McGill. Though you don't need me now that you have Charity.
I'll always need you, sis. But, speaking of Charity, I think I'm gonna duck out for a little while. Head over to the Bennett's to see her. Unless you want me to stay.
No, you go. I am fine.
Thanks. I'll see you later.
Okay.
Hey, you'll see. There's a wonderful guy out there just waiting for you, Teresa. You'll fall in love again.
The only man I'll ever love is Ethan. But I'll probably never see him again.
Is there anything more that we can do for you?
Thank you for asking, but the only one who can do anything for me right now is lying in the morgue.
I couldn't help but overhear your phone call at my place earlier. Are you really going to...
My mother wants to look at my father's body one more time.
To make sure it's Martin.
You sure you should do that?
Positive.
Well, my father said it was definitely Mr. Fitzgerald.
Well, my mother isn't sure that the man is my father. So we're going to the morgue to look at him again.
The real Martin Fitzgerald had a small scar behind his ear. I doubt anybody in the world knew about it but me.
I'm gonna call the morgue. Let him know we're coming.
I think I'm gonna step outside, get some air.
I don't understand. You want the body of Martin Fitzgerald
burned to ashes. A man in your line of work shouldn't have any trouble understanding what that entails. And I want it done quickly.
I'll see to it right away, Mr.
You see
Crane.
to it yesterday.
Well, I'll just need the consent of the
No,
family.
there's no time. I want it done now, immediately.
No, but that's crime. I could be charged.
Don't give a damn. You do it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Mr. Crane.
All you had to do was sprinkle the herbs where Charity wouldn't find them. It's not trigonometry, Timmy.
Trigger what?
Oh, forget it. The point is, you failed me.
Timmy thinks Dad was being very ungrateful.
What's that?
Timmy risks his life for you, and all you do is complain.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Timmy can't take it anymore. Time for more Timmys. And one thing's for sure. Timmy's never going to try stuff like that again.
Well, my plucky little friend, you won't have to. I couldn't get any more of those herbs from the cemetery anyway, but that's not going to stop me from corrupting Charity.
How's Dad going to do it this time?
Well, with Kay as my ally, I'll find a way to get sweet Charity over to the dark side. And oh, what fun we'll have with the brat when that happens.
Miguel,
Hey, Kay.
come on in. So, how are you doing?
How are you?
Better. Now that I'm here with you.
If there's anything that I can do.
I know. And it's really nice of you to offer.
If she thinks that she can fool me and pretend to be something she's not and get away with it, she is very much mistaken. Charity may have gotten in Miguel's bed once, but I'm gonna make sure that never happens again.
They must have brought him to see me. It's now or never.
Teresa?
Ethan.
Look, you know, I know Luis doesn't want me talking to you because you've been through so much, but I had to see you, see how you're doing. You okay? You look kind of tired.
I am a little.
You know, if you want to be alone, I completely understand.
No, I mean, I want to talk to you.
About your father?
My father's death isn't the only thing that's troubling me right now.
What else is wrong?
What? What do you mean the body's been released to a mortician for cremation?
Cremation?
Mama, did you authorize it?
Of course not.
Listen, there's been a terrible mistake. Our family never authorized a cremation. Say that again. How can that be?
Luis, what is it?
The body's gone.